All right, hello to anyone watching this in the hindsight of the future. What you're watching is a game that was arranged through the Gauntlet, which is a community on the internet that gets together and play cool role-playing games, tabletop role-playing games, story games, indie games, OSR games, all that fun stuff. You can find them at gauntlet-rpg.com, where you'll find basically it's the nexus of everything they do. There's a for quite busy blog, some quite busy forums. There is a monthly zine that comes out every month through their Patreon. If you sign up to their Patreon, you get some cool stuff. They have the podcast network with again from ranging from APs to interview stuff to just podcasts that look at gaming modules and all that. And of course, there's the Hangouts calendar where this game was arranged, where you'll find what I think they're averaging now like 100 games a month, over 100. So that's fab. Check those out. Some very cool games up there every week. Just lots of cool stuff. Check them out. Link down below. This game in particular was arranged through that calendar. This is part 2 of our 3-part series going into Dream Askew by Avery Alder. It is a GM-less, dice-less game about the queer apocalypse and how our community deals with that. Our community being the community that we made. You can find the link to her website where you can find this game. Um, last week we spent most of the time kind of building a community, like where it is, what's it like, and then we got a bit of play with our characters. So that's kind of like let's go introduce ourselves and our characters and like a detail about the community, but the place we're in that you all want to highlight or just like. I'm gonna start by the order of the character keeper because that means I get to go last. Oh, by the way, oh well, I guess I'll introduce myself last then, even though I've been speaking all this whole time. Yeah, hosting. I totes went to college to do that. Anyway, yeah, let's go with the order of the character keeper. Starting from the left. Fair, tell us about your character and a detail about the world that you like.
No. Okay. Uh, my character is the Iris, goes by the name Balor, uses he, they pronouns. Either one are fine. And he's been weighed down by the psychic maelstrom as it kills some nerves off, neuropathy, all that fun jazz. And I think probably my favorite part of the community that I've seen so far is like the soup tent, like the care tents after raves, since we do have so many parties. That and I love that our gang, like our Turbo Kid bicycle wranglers.
I did. I proper love that little detail. Actually, aftercare tent, in the early morning as well, because Lord knows. God. Okay, I would nearly launch into another tangent, but no, we're still in the introductory phase. Up next, Pocket, tell us about your character and the detail you like about the world.
Hey, my name's Puckett. I use he, him pronouns. I play Sash and their pronouns are whatever someone sees. And I think my favorite part of the world so far is that Sash's workshop has the ghost of her great grandmother haunting it, just constantly critiquing them and saying, "Hey, this isn't up to snuff. You could have done this better." And constantly belittling them and being passive aggressive and petty and annoying. I can't wait to find out how that's going to pan out.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet this grandmother who's a pedantic grandma, great grandma as well. Oh, that doesn't ring any bells. Brian, tell us about your character and the detail you like about the world, and yourself as well.
Brian, he, him. I'm playing Aadita, she, her, the tiger, the masked gang leader. And what do I like about this world? I don't know. Specific detail. Yeah, I mean the. Yeah, I mean, interested to see this more about this communal gardens, communal parties. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to learning more about it, I guess, but I don't know the specific detail that.
Oh, that's fine.
I don't know. I'm just let me finish this coffee, and then
No worries. Yeah. Yeah, no worries. I do realize, like, for those who might be watching this, I just had dinner. The sunlight is deceptive. It's actually evening where I am, but for my compatriots playing there across the Atlantic, where it's decidedly much earlier. Yeah, so I guess I just said I went last. So yeah, my name's Leandro. You see him pronouns. I'm playing Blooming, who is the arrival. She's somewhat known to the community, but she's kind of come here permanently quite recently. She has gloved hands and rumpled suits. She's got a phone that's still at service. She's kind of came here for the parties because this community has like a great party culture. She kind of came here to get away from herself. Found a spouse here, brought them back, and then came back here without the spouse. Don't know what's up with that yet. Curious to see what's up there. Yeah, cool thing I like about is that, well, I love a few things about this. The main one is I can't wait to see what this luchador gang that Aadita has. Can't wait to see that. A luchador girl gang, I think. So that should be fun. Just little things like that. And yeah, can't wait to see more like people play a lot of NPCs. What I found, like, and the few times I played like these belonging outside belonging games, is when people get to slip in and out of their characters and just embody more of the world and more of the other characters. It's a lot of fun. It's nice, like the load of having to play multiple characters is shared throughout. It's not just one person. No dice, no masters, as the other name for this system, which either name, I don't know which one's the official one, but that's for the pedantics. Yeah. So last time, actually, before we jump to last time, thing I always mean to do in the intro is to talk about safety tools, because it's always good to remind ourselves of what we have when we're playing, to make to make play comfortable. We have lines and veils. They're in the notes tab for the players. I forgot about the raccoons. So we need to get into those. Yeah, lines and veils. Basically, lines are things that won't be crossed. They won't show up in the fiction. Like that's not up for debate. It's just not gonna be in the story. Rave raccoons. Yeah. Veils are things that can happen in fiction, but we're not gonna concentrate on it. We're not gonna like focus on it. They can happen, but just fast forward over it. And yeah, we also have the X card. So basically, what it means is that if we stumble into something that makes someone uncomfortable for whatever reason, and any reason is fine, honestly, you can say you want to X card that. You can make a symbol on screen or on the chat, and I might ask some questions what's being X carded, but no one gets the question if it happens. If it happens, we will roll back and try a different tack. And also, we have the open door policy, which means that people can step away from this game at any time, whether there's an emergency, whether you really need to pee, whether you're just more tired than you thought, you need to step away. If things happen, you can call that at any time, and we'll pause the game and pause the game for however long you need. Secret deliveries. Yeah. Anyway, that's the last time. We got a good glimpse of our main characters. There's a testy exchange between Blooming and Balor. There was a more heartfelt exchange between Blooming and Sash. There was Sash treating Balor like a project. Cute chat between Balor and Aadita out in the borders and the boundaries. There's hints of skullduggery afoot, apparently. But we ended with the sounds of a gang making a ruckus of some sort. So I'm kind of thinking like, who's the closest to where the gangs will be?
Aadita. I mean, wasn't Aadita on a bluff overlooking everything, like standing guard?
I think Aadita was headed towards the get together, which I think was where the gang pulled into. So
That from what I remember, as I was playing the gang, it was closest to Blooming and Sash.
Oh,
yeah, because they were at the get together.
Yeah, and the gangs of this world do like home cooked meals.
okay. All right. Yeah. So yeah. Sash was on her way to their workshop, and Blooming came along and was like, yeah, "Oh, can I be useful?" And Sash gave no advice. And yeah. So now that we're back here, what did the gang? What's the sound of the gangs? Like, is there any more depth?
I think as they get closer, like music seems to be I'm going to assume at least a semi part of this world because of the partying and everything like that. I will say that you hear, I don't know if you guys know, I knew it as noisecore. It's a type of industrial that's very guttural, grindy, like the sounds of machines, literal rivets being put into things. Like the voices sort of sound at best like an actual zombie talking, at worst like someone with gauntlet vocals or destroying the machine as they're talking.
Like Pigface, Front 242, what?
Hunter Null, that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
Pigface is pretty good for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Blooming hears that and just turns to you, Sash. It's just, what?
And like as is happening, I think like a dust storm is being kicked up on one of the broken roads coming towards the community.
Do you know these folks?
Fucking nihilists. Come on, let's go to my workshop. I got some stuff.
Aren't they gonna like cause a ruckus? Should we do something?
Oh, that's what we're gonna do. Like I said, I've got some stuff. Come on, you think I don't make things?
I didn't assume that. Okay, maybe I just thought you fixed things.
I do, but I also make things. Tell you what, you run back to the tent. You yell at him that there's incoming. And you were asking how you were asking how you can be useful. You run back to the tent and you tell them there's incoming. That's useful. That's helpful. That's one of the ways that you're going to show that you're kind of working your way into this community, that you're trying to help, that you're trying to be part of it. And then you run and meet me at my shop because I'm going to need some help carrying a couple things.
Okay. I think Blooming looks kind of confused, and you know she did ask if she could be useful. It was a bit put off that she's basically just going to be a messenger for you. But she's like, okay, all right, okay, I'll go. Sorry, Brian, I saw you on mute there.
I was just saying, like, as this conversation is going on, you see. Well, I don't know exactly where you guys are positioned, but Aadita is probably like booking it on her bike into the gathering to organize her gang, most of whom are attending. So I don't know if you see her rushing by on her bike or not.
I think maybe what happens is I run for the gathering, but you just get there just a bit before me.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think I was about to burst in and say, "Hey, fucking nihilists are here," but you're already there. And what are you saying? Like,
I'm just making sure. I'm probably just gathering up my gang and like seeing like who's sober or not, or whatever, what condition they're all in, just so that like this isn't necessarily an attack. We just want the stronger we can appear when they show up, then the less likely this goes poorly. So it's about showing that we're ready and that it would be a mistake to start any trouble. So part of that is like anyone in the gang who's like particularly drunk or out of it or whatever, they get given jobs for elsewhere. go man the
Since you're checking on your gang, you might want to ask what makes me vulnerable in this situation as a weak move. I saw you say something, but you were muted, Brian.
I'm just looking over the moves. Yeah, what makes me vulnerable? That's a good call. That's probably good. But who am I asking? I think
Well, this would be an outlying gangs question. So who's playing the outlying gangs? Or at least it seems like it'd be an outlying gangs question.
yeah.
Just like, so you are asking it? I think what would make you vulnerable is that half your gang, approximately, partied a lot, and like as they were giving the filters and all that kind of stuff. They're like, most of your gang seems to be in the watch mode versus the act mode, except Lele. They're fine.
You might also trigger the memory of a past trauma for another token.
It's best not to just I don't think jump tokens like that, but
yeah, I think the chance may come, but
yeah, as Blooming gets to the tent after Aadita, and I think they see glints on the horizon of the cars coming.
Yeah, Blooming comes in and she's like, yeah, gang coming. I think they're called fucking Nihilists. Is that what they're called? I think they are. I would. Now, you all seem prepared. Is there anything you need? I think I'm asking Aadita specifically. Does your character feel okay with me being here right now? Because I think we established that you at least you don't like me.
well, I guess that depends. Are you maybe this is a chance for you to show you're actually a part of this community instead of just visiting?
Yeah. Although I'm already helping Sash with something, but yes. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm here to stay.
I guess we'll see then.
Well, are you the judge of that?
You saying I'm not?
Well, I don't know. It seems like you're making yourself to be the judge of that.
I do what needs to be done. I guess sometimes that means I'm judge. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fine. Whatever this is, I'll help. I'll help y'all deal with it, and if that's what it takes. All right. Now all right. So you all seems fine. I have to go help Sash with a thing. See, that's me helping. She flounces off. I don't think she storms off. And I think you played into her lure totally. Actually, you know what? I should have mentioned at the start. Let's speak each other's lures so that we can all play into them. Because they just get you more tokens. If that's okay. I'll say mine and then wrap around back to you, Ferret. Blooming's lure is when someone gives you an opportunity to prove yourself to the community, they gain a token. I think Aadita's totally done that.
When you invite me to use my psychic abilities on you, you gain a token.
Pocket.
I am looking. Is it on the character sheet or is it in the playbook?
It's in the character keeper sheet. It's underneath it's near the top. It's underneath your picture.
Okay. When someone comes to you with something precious that they need needs fixing, they gain a token.
When someone relies on you to solve one of their biggest problems, they gain a token.
Cool. So we kind of saw a brief glimpse of everyone. I kind of want to know where Balor is.
Oh, Balor's going to Sash's place. I mean, this is a gang. He knows if he's going to deal with the gang, he's giving his chain away to Aadita. He needs something bigger, something stronger.
So is it like the two of us coming into the workshop at the same time?
Oh, I have an idea for Blooming. Don't worry.
Okay.
I mean, when I'm playing the gang, that is.
Okay. What? Okay. All right. Do you? Okay, go on.
I mean,
No,
unless you really want to be there, that's fine. I don't
No,
want.
I think you can get there first because I'm at the tent.
Yeah.
You're going to get to the workshop first.
I think Balor was going there almost directly after talking with Aadita, and as he's a weird fuck in the proper parlance, I think he was like having a conversation with Sash's great grandmother when Sash arrives.
Jesus Christ. So she's seriously talking to you like you're a human being. All she ever does is just, God damn it.
You just have to know how to talk to them. I mean, spirits were like us. They change a bit.
I will deal with that at a different time.
Of course.
So, you remember a while back when you thought I was messing around when I wanted to install cup holders as arms on your chair?
I need these grips to better swing my weapons.
Understood. But I got something to show you.
Oh.
And I pull out a cup holder mounted slingshot that is made. I mean, it's pretty durable. It's made out of some PVC pipe. It's got like a bicycle inner tube that you pull back. So now this isn't just this is a special one. This is something that I've made for you because I trust you. I know you're not an idiot. I know you're not trigger happy. But take a look at this. And Sash reveals a stash of glass bottles filled with liquid with rags poking out of the top.
Oh. I like this. I was wondering where all that kerosene got to.
Well, we weren't using it, and well, it seemed. I mean, I'm hoping we're not going to need to use it right now. But there's nobody in this camp that I trust more to know when it needs to be used than you. I mean, you're not trigger happy. You're not just going to like slip. So, you know, and it's not just that it's kerosene. You see, I picked up like this when I was young, and there was I found weird things at like surplus stores and everything like that. And one of those weird things. Did you know the U.S. Army made manuals about how to improvise incendiary devices and explosive devices and survive behind enemy lines and basically do kind of saboteur work? And that those things after a while were declassified, and you could like just walk into a surplus store and read them.
I've lived it, dear.
So anyway, all right. These aren't just Molotovs. That's homemade napalm in them.
Good thing I've never had a trigger. This could have been very useful for some of these assholes here.
Why do you think I'm only revealing this now? I mean,
I'm not. You're smart too. Don't put
I'm
yourself
not
out.
disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. Yes, sometimes some of these people need a backhand, but they don't need goddamn napalm on them.
I know, and I have to admit, sometimes if I had had the option, well, I've just never had the trigger all that often.
Well, so that's what I've got planned for you. So can I please put that fucking cup holder on your chair now?
Okay.
All right. I start working very quickly. Almost too quickly, it seems. Like maybe if someone had the psychic ability to do so, they could maybe calm me down a little bit.
Oh, and one of my gifts is absolution. I think while you're doing this, like to call, like Balor will put his hand on Sash's forehead, and like for the first time, I think in a while, maybe too long, your grandmother's actually talking to you, not at you, not about you, not wailing, but like it's an actual conversation, and it's one that's like whatever I would say, like absolution wise, whatever you were feeling like you may have done to her or accidentally opened her to, or if you feel guilty about anything, I will resolve it, and I will spend a token to use my psychic abilities with artful precision. So there is no taint coming into either of our bodies.
Okay. Now, does this also count as inviting you to use your psychic gifts on me?
Oh yes, that's why I have one of the tokens to use an artful bit of my abilities on you.
All right, and there's a second lure token. And as I'm working on this, as she's talking to me, I'm calming down, saying, so listen, Balor, I want you to come back in tomorrow when we've got this stuff resolved, or, well, I guess later today at this point. And let's get this stuff actually done properly, so it's not just duct tape and baling wire. I actually want to screw things down. I want to make sure they're properly fixed. I did that quick kludge fix on your chair earlier. I want to make sure it's done right, and I want to make sure I've got the time to do it. So let's just get through this, and then we'll...
Yes, let's get through this and then make plans.
Well, I'm always making plans. And where the hell is Blooming? I mean, she was supposed to like go tell people where everybody was and then get her ass back here.
Perfect timing. This is when she comes in, and I think she kind of stomps in, angry and muttering like, "What the fuck does Aadita think? She goes, I could take care of some Nihilists and see you working on Balor." It's like, did I?
Yeah, I think the first thing that Balor like just will hold his finger up towards Blooming. They prefer to be called Nihilists. They get uppity when they're mispronounced.
I'm pretty sure that's not how the word's pronounced. Okay.
I'm pretty sure they're not very smart.
Well, you don't need to describe them like that.
No, they're really fucking just, they're annoying. Like, look, there are a bunch of Monty Python fans who read some fucked up German philosophy. So they're the knights who say nihilists. So, I mean, Balor's not wrong. We're not talking about the best gang in the desert. We're just talking about a gang in the desert.
Blooming, did you ever see that show that was on TV a few years back? You know, Breaking Bad?
Hmm.
They took it as a home and garden cooking show. It's not a pretty sight.
But they don't have any chemists, so their drugs are for shit.
Okay.
All right.
So what do we do against them then?
Well,
Besides force, apparently? As she sees
for
what they're doing.
you, I have something non-lethal because, well, I don't know you well enough to trust you with anything that's more dangerous. But this is useful, and it is, if necessary, it'll be the first thing we do. So don't fuck it up. And I hand you something. I hand you a very long tube with knobs and pumps and all sorts of weird looking things on it.
Okay.
This is basically a hydraulically powered. I haven't figured out quite what to call it yet, but it's kind of like a non-lethal crowd dispersal cannon, I guess. I mean, you can stuff. You can put stuff pretty much anything in this tube. There's this bicycle pump here. You pump up the bicycle pump, and then you release the pressure real quick, and it just shoots everything forward, whatever was in there. I mean,
this is not lethal.
Well, it's non-lethal depending on the payload. I mean, right now it's packed with a bunch of like wet leaves and goop and stuff, so it'll be really, really gross and sticky and icky, and it's just going to make them like kind of like ugh, with any luck. So it's non-lethal. Now, if we packed it with broken glass or tacks or nails or something like that, there is absolutely the potential for lethality. But right now, you don't have to worry about that because, well, I've got other people on the lethal stuff. Okay? So you don't need to worry about that. But because this is kind of big and kind of heavy, you're carrying it. And if it needs to be used, you'll be the one using it. So you need to make sure it's pumped up and that it's ready to fire. And you only get one shot out of it because, because it's like it's going to take too long to repack it. I mean, this is a one-shot thing this is just strictly to discourage people. So
okay, I think I get the picture, Sash. I think one shot just to scare people. I get it.
But not even scare them necessarily, just annoy them. It's basically saying you don't want to tangle with this because there's easier prey elsewhere.
Sash, darling.
Yeah.
Let's get to the tent. We don't want to talk about our weapons and not have to use them.
Well, hang on, because I got to load up your pack first. I mean, I'm not sending you out there with just one of those things. You're going out with ammunition, and I also need to make sure that the zip guns are in there. So give me a second. And I just start scooping stuff into a backpack to put on to Balor's chair.
Oh, more weight. Lovely.
It's okay. I mean, if you want, I can help push. If not, I mean, I know you're perfectly capable of getting around by yourself. You've been doing it for quite a while.
A push or two would be nice.
All right. So make sure you buckle in because I'm probably going to do this at a bit of a run, and I want to make sure that you're not falling out or anything like that.
Click.
I want to ask actually, just quite quickly, because I think you might have mentioned this in the last session, but I want to make sure. I just want to know because I'm still at the psychic maelstrom. What's Balor feeling right now after having just used their gifts in a direct way? And it's teaching with a strong move, so it's probably different from.
He's waiting for the rubber band snap, because it's not often that he uses his powers and there's not a price to pay. And it's just like, okay, there's no psychic weight coming to this. What's the physical cost going to be? Like, what kismet is going to screw me over here? So he's feeling very on edge.
I do have a question about the weak moves and the mechanics of it. Can we only gain one token from each weak move per session? Do they reset at the beginning of the next session? Is it overall?
No, you can. They do not reset. You can gain. I've never seen the. I've only seen them used generally like a one time per session, but I don't think that's a hard and fast rule.
Okay.
But like the tokens don't reset. It's like if you have 3 tokens from either weak moves and or lures, you can use them on the strong moves, but it's just token for token. You need a token to use a strong move. You get a token from using a weak move or a lure.
Okay. I'm just asking because I feel like I treated at least one person in that scene like a project, and I was just futzing around with your wheelchair on the fly, and we know that's not probably going to be a very sturdy fix, correct?
Oh, yes. And since you've already like narratively, I wouldn't say I would say you probably shouldn't like leave the wheelchair vulnerable again since you did that last session. But like
well, this is about your weapon, less the wheelchair. So.
True. Oh gosh, please don't cover me in napalm.
All right. So one there, and then did I just kind of treat Blooming like a project?
Didn't treat her like a person.
Project it is.
Yeah, I think Balor just looks at Blooming as he's being pushed out of the workshop. It's like, you can lift that and come. I mean, walk and talk, dear.
I'm doing it. I think she was gonna say something. Was like, no, she's gonna be catching these shut up and walk with y'all to where are we going then?
I think like as we're leaving, like these cars with, it looks like they were trying to be painted like cool. Like there's like a old Thunderbird that's kind of painted like the Batmobile, but it's like from memory. So like, yeah, there's black paint here. Like the Batmobile had a 53 on it, right? That's Herbie. Whatever.
Close enough. Herbie and the Batmobile are the same thing. Nobody ever get those two confused.
Do we meet up with Aadita's gang at this point?
I think you run into a gang, but it's actually a gang of raccoons that are starting to get pissed that the party hasn't broken up and they haven't gotten their leftovers like they should have by now.
As we run past Dale, fuck you! You get your food soon enough.
But Adi's gang is at the gathering, which is this the Nihilists, have they arrived? I think it's probably about that.
Yeah, I think like this one car pulls out, and I think it was like dragging a like trailer of some kind, a very small personal trailer. It smells of miscooked meth, which it smells more chemically than druggy. And the people here know how to make drugs. This is not how to make drugs. This is how to make brain damage.
They did the 2-liter shake and bake in the back, didn't they?
Yeah, there's this poor girl with no teeth, and I helped. But this tall, lanky figure with human mange, for lack of better terms, steps out, and like they could have been a basketball player if they had more weight to them. Perhaps didn't look like a ball would crumple them. And we are the Nihilists, and we know that you have food.
I look at everyone else.
fuck did you just say? Seriously,
We
like,
are the just raising their voice.
look, my dude. Like, bring it down in pitch and tone. We're not that far away, and I literally can't understand what you're saying when you're screeching like a whistle. Just
But you said you did not understand us. We are projecting.
no, you're talking like a reject from a Ren fair, for fuck's sake. Just talk, dude.
We are the
Oh
Nihilists.
Jesus, fuck.
And I think another person gets out of the car. It's like, Frank, for God's sake, Frank, sit down. It's like, sorry, my herald gets a bit into his work.
Is this the point where I try to annoy them?
No.
Because they're very, very annoying.
Blooming.
Uh-huh.
These men are nihilists. They're cowards. Just
Okay.
chill.
And
So, all right. So you can actually talk. This is fantastic.
you all have
Oh.
food.
We do.
And frankly, I said frankly, we weren't invited to the party, and we take offense to that.
Well, mail doesn't really get around much out here. So I would say that your invitation was lost in the mail, but I haven't seen a postal carrier and I don't even know how long.
Look, darling, sweetie, skank, you have, flares. You could have sent up something. And you see Balor looks sort of like itching as soon as Sash is called a skank. It's like reaching for a bottle in the back.
I want to stress that I'm treating you respectfully. I'm not insulting you. Your herald is a bit of a different story, but I mean, honestly, that dude is a fuckwit. So, I mean, we can agree that your herald is a fuckwit. Yes, I mean that's something we can agree on.
I don't have the best help all the time. I work with what I have with me.
Absolutely, as do all of us. I mean, look at me. I fix stuff with like chewing gum and bicycle inner tubes and things like that. So I get it.
I'm not here for your life story.
Why what I'm going to say is if you call me darling sweetie skank one more time, we're going to be having a very different conversation.
Okay.
Fair?
Not really, but nothing's fair at these times. Now, I'm going to get my food and the food for my fellows.
Actually, we're going to talk about what you're going to give us in exchange for that.
Your lives. Aren't you happy about that? I think, like, from the trailer, several more people, they look like Frank in body, but we can see there's a bit more behind the eyes, and they start heading for the tent.
Let me clarify this for you. Well, is Aadita here yet?
Oh, Aadita's in the tent, yeah.
Yeah, Aadita's here.
Let me clarify this for you.
Oh, they're not listening to you. They're approaching, like, they're going straight for the tent, and it's like, the guy's looking at you.
Blooming.
Yeah.
Hit him.
Okay. I'm going to use a token to reveal a previously unmentioned skill. Blooming's actually quite good at sharpshooting.
I think as you're doing this, Aadita is standing by the table with all the food, and she just kicks it over. So it all just spills.
Oh.
And is probably offering a pretty good distraction for you.
Frank is, I think, when the thing gets launched, Frank was like looking at the food, like, no, the whomp, flop. And like the ball hits Frank and just takes him down. Oh, so you want to fight?
No, we don't. What we want is to be left alone. There's a difference. We are prepared to fight.
Good, because you've gotten one. And the people start revealing makeshift weapons like pieces of glass wrapped in string or leather, uh,
Oh, Jesus.
like a claw
You
hammer.
people brought this shit? Balor, light up the lead car.
And, Balor's looking at it, like, they have a lot of chemical smells in there. Are you sure
I
you
know.
want to use fire?
Yes.
Yeah, so Balor, I think I'm going to use a weak move. Or is that, no, I'm using a regular move. Balor does launch the bottle, but the wheelchair strap holding him in is not that strong, and this new bit with the slingshot is very strong. It launches the bottle and drags him out of his chair onto the ground.
Wow.
I promptly pick up and go to Balor, pick him up, and start helping him get back into the chair.
Oh no, this is when Balor starts fighting you. It's like I can do it. I can do this on my own. Leave me
Yes,
be.
you can. Okay.
But he's going to be struggling into the chair, and I think the bottle falls besides the leader. The napalm kerosene mixture begins spilling. He sniffs it.
Blooming is looking at the two of you with panicked eyes and kind of like, okay, they're doing their thing, and their eyes go to whatever the hell Aadita's doing, which is hopefully
Blooming.
something cool. What?
Backpack.
What?
Backpack on the chair.
But yeah, what is Aadita doing?
I think Adita's gonna. This should be a move. It's probably a regular move. Take action, leaving yourself vulnerable. She's going for their spokesman, the head of the gang.
So let's see how it. I think Aadita gets to the gang leader, but you turn, like, you have him chain around his neck or something, containing him. And Frank is trying to get up. Looks like he's dislocated his shoulder by the fall, and he starts giggling too high pitched. And you see from like the reflection of the car windshield, someone, you don't know their name. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that they have a sharpened glass dagger close to Pete.
Okay.
Sorry, they have this dagger. What?
They have a dagger close to Pete, and I think like the guy, like the guy you're holding, is like points to his neck, like can't really talk.
All right, I think this is a good cliffhanger. Your brother is now in knife point. We have been here for close to an hour, so let's take a break and see if we resolve this against the Nihilists. Let's take 10. 10 sounds good. Let's see. When we come back, we shall see if Blooming freaks out, if Sash's plans are for naught, if Balor psychic stuff. Sorry, and if Aadita and her brother can get out of this. Be back in 10.
Sounds good.
Go, BRB. All right, welcome back. So just to get a quick, just so we quickly know where each main character is. Aadita has one of the gang leaders on a chokehold of some sort. All right. Yep. Balor is being helped back into the chair by Sash after a mishap.
Oh no, he's trying to climb up by himself. He
Ah.
refused her help.
Yeah, Sash is calling on Blooming to go to the backpack. Blooming shot one of the uh did she shoot Frank? Yes, she shot Frank. Um but the one who is speaking calmly has Pete, who is to remind folks, Pete is the brother of Aadita. Using a glass dagger. And I think well, someone has to play Pete in this. I guess I'll do it because since Ferret can't play someone and also threaten that person at the same time, can they? Well, they can, but I think I can play Pete in this scenario. But for now, Blooming scrambling to the backpack. It's like okay, all right, okay. What the
All right, so we're each saying where we are now at this point, correct?
Yes.
All right, so Balor is shaking me off to get back into his wheelchair, and into their wheelchair. Sash is grabbing a couple of Molotovs out of the backpack and tells Blooming, grab the zip guns. You need one. They're single fire. You hit them like this, and she demonstrates without actually hitting it. And it fires a bullet. Blooming.
I know how a gun works. I've used them plenty of times, okay?
I understand these are zip guns. This is a little different. This is a single shot disposable piece of crap. You use it once, you grab the next. That's it. Got it? This is how you use them. They all work the same. Just
yeah.
if it comes down to it and you have to use this thing, you shoot to kill. Understood?
I think she rolls her eyes at you. And
You don't shoot to wound. They're not that they're not that precise. Center mass, dead aim.
Sure. And she takes out one of the zip guns. And let's see, I've already used the actually before we get into that, let's before she does what she uses, let's get into the standoff first. Aadita, you have this guy in a chokehold, but the Nihilists have your brother. And your brother's smiling a bit. It's like, go on, Aadita. I know you can do this. And then you can take them on. Go on.
Keep in mind, Sasha has a couple of Molotovs and is moving in the back.
How far away is Aadita from Pete and whoever's holding Pete?
Probably like 6 feet, 2 meters.
Who's holding Pete? Just one of
Just
the
a unnamed gang member A.
team members. Okay, that's strong.
I can play off your vulnerability a bit if you would like. And not hurt Pete, but I mean, like, save him through vulnerability.
Yeah, I'm just like looking at the moves, trying to figure out like I could make a weak strong or a regular move here. Any of them makes sense. It's just like I I think I will because I have the gang leader right now. I'll make the strong move to ask, how can I get your character to do what I want? And what I want is, for them to get the hell out of here.
I think it's the best way would have been to offer them food, I think. And I think with that that option out of the way is you could tell them, I guess, how to make good drugs, or if I'm being honest, you could just break his neck, because he seems to be the only one who's not using their product. And without the head, the rest may fall.
I would also like to spend a token to decipher the hidden logic of the troubling situation, because I have a sneaking suspicion that there is a carrot and stick way to get out of this. Now with that, do
hidden
I
troubles that or the hidden pattern or whatever? Let me check to see what this move is like. The exact wording of this. Give me a sec, because oh yeah, these people. You know, these aren't the strong arms of the Nihilists. These are sort of the weaker members. Yay, other kitty. You know, they were invited here, because someone told them about the party. Because you're right, there is no mail. There were no signals. Someone had to let them know. And just a guess. Don't take my word for it, even though you probably should. Lele has wanted a way to get to the head of the gang for a while now. And she's not really fighting back.
Domino is the one who wants to lead the game.
Domino. Yeah.
Lele is like Domino's ally in that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah, Domino is not fighting back as much as they could.
Gotcha. So by this point, I would. By this point, I think Sash has gotten over to the lead car with the trailer. Yells, "Hey, fuck stick. Let's talk."
He is being strangled. Kind of hard to talk.
And we're talking about the supposed leader of the gang?
Yeah, the only one who does not seem to be using bargain basement meth is being strangled by Aadita.
Aadita? Can you ease up on his throat a little bit so he can talk?
If he lowers his knife a bit, maybe we can go back to conversation.
Oh, but there's been a vulnerability. Things. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to just push a little. The guy with the dagger, the junkie with the dagger is not dropping it, and the guy you're strangling without being released enough is not going to. Like, this is sort of like I think this is Aadita's decision. Are you going to release him, or are you going to end his threat? If that's okay.
Aadita, I hold up and keep in mind, I'm close enough to the car at this point with the trailer to easily toss them in. I hold up 2 Molotovs and flick my lighter. So you can see I'm ready to light these things. Do I have your attention now? Because this is your drug supply, right? These are your drugs.
I'll go ahead and throw this guy down to the ground.
Yeah, and he coughs up something, waves his hand. Pete is released. The gang slowly start edging out of the tent, and I think Balor is finally in his chair again, just dusting himself off.
Mm-hmm. So, what's your name, dude?
Does it really matter? You've all proven that you can beat us up. We'll leave.
This isn't about that. I'm Sash, and you are?
Not interested in talking anymore.
Dude. Anyone can look at you and see that you guys are starving. I don't think you're just malicious assholes out to fuck things up.
And I think he looks a bit confused when you say starving. Because, like, he's actually... Like, Kitty, what are you doing? Sorry. And, he's kind of well-built for... like, it looks like the rest of the gang members are more skinny from the use of their product than... It's not a natural thinness, I guess, is the best way to put it.
I got you. So, dude, out here, we have to help each other. We have to work together, or we're all fucked.
I agree. Frank. And Frank begins barreling at Sash, because she has a lighter near the trailer of drug chemicals.
I'm going to spend a token to use a strong move, which is work hard and get the job done, which is the job that Sash gave me, which is the zip gun. So I'm just going to shoot at center mass at Frank.
Yep. I think Frank gets hit, takes the sort of PCP 2 steps, falls in front of Sash, and then Balor just finally is like, enough! Fucking enough! And I am going to use the regular move to use my powers with consequences. I'm using Unearthing, and I'm letting everyone in the gang know that Mr. No Name Good Looker knows how to make meth properly and has been holding this secret back from the rest of his gang the entire time because it's easier to control them when they think they're getting the good stuff.
Well, the consequences of that is unearthing means dredging things up. And I think to dredge up what Mr. Goodlooker knows and to communicate it not just to the gang, but to everyone in this vicinity, because all that just bleeds out. I think something of yours bleeds out as well.
Ooh. Ooh. Well, yeah, because there are drugs used at the party. Balor treated with Mr. Good Looking and learned how to make some drugs from him way back in the day. That's how they know to get on our territory. Like, that's, Domino may have told them about the party. Maybe. Not saying so. Balor's the reason they know how to get into our territory.
Yeah, I think that just little tidbit filters in everyone's mind and the backlash of this maelstrom, of this, yeah. I think I think Blooming was in the process of dropping the zip gun and grabbing another when Balor lets out that psychic wave. What was Aadita doing when that happened?
Probably going over to Pete.
Yeah, Pete's kind of like, I think he was about to say something like, I knew you could have taken them before Baylor said their thing. And Sash.
I kind of shake a little bit, like shake my head, like, "Whoa," and think, that was a long time ago. We got some good chemistry out of it. And that chemistry that we got out of it actually led to a couple of other things, like some stuff that I know how to make now. So, besides, Baylor's been good to me. This is something I'm not going to look at and think differently of him for, because it was a while ago. It's not like he did it intentionally.
If I may, with the gang, though, with them learning this knowledge, and
Yes, this is.
I think a lot of them turn on Mr. Good Looking, and his corpse isn't very pretty. You can't be that pretty with like 53 shanks.
Jesus Christ. Ouch. I think
I
Blooming does wins.
I start walking over toward the gang. I put the Molotovs down, put the lighter away, and just kind of hold my hands out like, hey, open-handed, not hiding anything. Listen. You're hungry, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You like drugs, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We do things a certain way around here. If you want to share in the food, you got to help us out. You got to work with us, not against us.
Mm.
If you want access to the drugs we can make, we use them at specific times and for specific reasons. We don't just get fucked up all the time.
Mm.
But you can have a place here.
Mm.
And you're not going to run. You're not interested?
I think they're getting into the trailer. Someone else is getting into the car. It's not safe here. Not for us.
All right. I'll tell you what, though. You find that you're hungry and you got useful stuff to trade. Like you find stuff that I can use in my shop. Or you need something fixed, like your car breaks down or something like that. You let me know. You send a couple of people. We'll talk. You don't need to come in like this. Coming in like this means everybody uses up a lot of resources we don't have and don't need to waste, right?
It was his idea. They point to the corpse.
I'm just saying. We could work together. We can all benefit from this.
And I think the car starts.
And we won't hold out on the good shit.
Like they're thinking about it. The car starts. The driver presses the horn. Nee! Nee! Car pulls out.
All right. And right about now, Sash collapses and says, I need a fucking drink and a half. Or if anybody's got it, I need medication. I'm hurting real bad after this.
Uh,
I don't know how long it's going to take to recover, but
think. Let's see. The only one here is let's see. One of my regular moves is attempt to lend a helping hand. So I think what blooming kind of when blooming kind of comes up to you and she takes out like a flask. And, oh my god, that kitty!
so cute.
I know it's making noises. Look at that. Okay. Yeah. So blooming has a flask, and she's like, brandy.
Anything at this point.
Okay.
I mean, Blooming, you know anything about neuropathy?
Couldn't tell you.
It feels like everything under my skin is on fire right now.
Okay, sounds like you need to lie down and rest. Excitement's over. Let's get you back to your workshop.
Can you help me up, please? And
Yeah.
try not to let anybody else see. Don't make it too obvious.
Yeah. I think she gives you the flask of brandy and just kind of helps you up. And she's kind of like, okay, hold on, and let me grab this stuff you told me to bring stuff about, and I'm going to grab like the backpack of Balor's wheelchair. It's kind of pretend to like, okay, I'm just going back to the workshop with you to bring this stuff, and hopefully people will notice like helping you up. What's Balor like? Actually, when Blooming kind of moves towards Balor, to grab that backpack, what's Balor like?
I don't know. I'll ask the psychic maelstrom, I guess. Does Balor know that his secret is released?
I think it probably came up in his mind as well because that's the secret that's being dredged out at the same time. I think to Balor it seems like they had a flashback, but I don't think they're quite aware. They're probably suspicious that it probably bled out along.
Yeah.
But I think when Blooming comes up to Balor, there's this isn't so much as the aversion, but a bit of revulsion from Blooming.
Yeah, he looks down at Mr. Good Looking, what's left of him. He used to be an okay guy, you know. Never the best, but okay.
Yeah, not where you came from, but where you end up. That's usually the most important part.
Aadita comes over and asks Balor, there any other former associates who used to be such great guys that we need to worry are going to show up as well?
I don't think so. Not in the near future.
I think Pete calls from behind like, let's hope you know a lot more fun guys who actually wants to tussle this time.
Sash just looks at him with a withering stare.
Pete gives you an aw shucks sort of look like, what did you expect? This might be a good time to like just cut and break away on this. Yeah, so we can time skip. Yeah, like time skip just maybe a day or like once people is rested. And
I was gonna say let's time skip forward like 2 or 3 days because Baylor's gonna need recovery time. Sash needs recovery time.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're dealing with disabling conditions and you have to exert yourself like that, it takes takes a really significant toll.
Yeah, I'm down for a few days.
Sweet.
Hold on, let me just open this curtain because the sun's gone. Okay, so I think what I kind of want to know is like what scene does everyone want? Each person wants. Could be with any combination of characters they want to interact with.
I want Balor in my shop.
Okay. Ooh, interesting. I think. What set the scene then? What does it look like?
It's at least a few days later. Sash has recovered enough to actually be able to kind of work again. And she promised to get everything fixed correctly this time. Like, get it done right. So, she's got a welding rig for like handling, fixing hard points, stabilizing things, making sure that the rods for the tires are like they're actually working properly. She's doing a thorough going over while Balor sits in a nearby chair. Because with this stuff, kitty.
I was about to say he's brought Gyrona with him, the pain eater he made.
So, yeah, at this point, Sash is just, and I'm actually going to spend a token to, let's see, not for the, where the hell are the regular moves? All right, where I thought there was a move where I fix it correctly and properly with no issues. Or is that the strong move? Okay, yeah, that's the strong move. So I'll spend the token to have everything required to fix or make a thing right away with no compromises or sacrifices. But right away in this case, basically being, it's taking an hour or two.
There will be a compromise, not from the chair, of course. The chair is fine, but I think Balor's sitting in some kind of chair, and he allowed Gyrona to lift him up and move him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just, what were you thinking?
I get this thing where I get in the zone and everything just, it seems like an engineering problem. It seems like math or craftiness or jerry rigging. I mean, it feels like there's
No. Why would you nearly light up a lighter near that fucking trailer? Did you want to blow us all to hell?
It's far enough out that the blast radius wouldn't have hit us. But I mean, it would have singed us, but
we don't know what fucking chemicals they were using in there. Can you tell it by smell? I sure the fuck can't.
You got a point.
It's not always fun having one.
I got to work on this thing where it seems like everything is a problem to be solved because some things they can't be fixed. Like the other night in the tent, I was just like, I wasn't even treating you like you. I was just like treating you like you were your wheelchair. Like fixing the wheelchair would fix you. And that's really fucked up.
I don't think anything's going to fix me.
Well,
I'm beyond repair.
You and me both. But
no, you're not. You have
well,
potential.
You have my body's not going to get fixed. Maybe maybe I can fix like my brain, but my body is.
You're not as far
It
gone
is.
as I am. Look, you don't. While I'm here, while the community allows me to stay, I'm sorry for my pointed tone earlier, but let me shoulder the big weights. We need you.
Well,
They don't rely on me like they rely on you.
I tell you this much: if they decide that they don't need you here anymore, you and I'll be walking out together.
Now that's some wishful thinking.
Well, you'll be rolling and I'll be like limping or crawling or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I'll fucking rig myself like a, I don't know, power leg or some shit like that. You know, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean. I'll be leaving with you.
And I think Gyrona sort of like making these she's making sounds like someone who's eaten too much and is like being too near a buffet of different food smells. It's like I feel very sorry for my dear Gyre. She's been eating more pain than I think she's had in ages. Bit too full.
Around here, it's a fucking feast lately.
I'm the one who laid out the meal. I'm the one who fucked us all over with this.
And you know what? That was a long time ago. And I mean, these people want to get out of their heads. Anybody who has used any of the drugs that we cooked up based on those formulas doesn't have a fucking word to say. And if they open their mouths about it, I'm going to lay into them.
It's not about the drugs. I mean, I learned some things from him. I've used that, but he used to be kinder. He never
Didn't
laid
we
a
all?
harsh hand on me.
You know, I really wanted to try to bring those people in. I wanted to try to make our community stronger. I mean, I know they could have helped. I mean, maybe they would have just been runners or scavengers or something like that, but they could have had something like a home here.
I don't. There are people like us out there. Those were not. And it's all. I won't say it's all my fault, because I gave the correct amounts of dosaging, the correct measurements. But some people out there don't want to make people healthier. Some people aren't like us. Most people aren't like us. Most people want control, and it's easier to control someone afraid and broken than strong and smart.
What the fuck is wrong with us that we don't want power?
I think it's more what's the fuck's wrong with people who want power.
I mean, all I really want are moments like this where I'm helping somebody, you know, where I'm doing something that materially makes somebody else's life better.
And Balor will grab his right leg and cross it over his left, and I'm really sorry I snapped at you. I'm really. This is nice. There's not enough nice moments in the world like this anymore.
Well, and you don't need to apologize for snapping at me. I earned that one. I mean, I was just I
This
acted
time I was talking
hastily.
about the wheelchair. I
Well,
should
I
have
earned
I
that
should have
one.
asked for help when.
You know, I was just acting quickly because, I mean, it was, you know, but no, I get it. I mean, I know you can do these things. I also know that in a lot of ways, you need to do them because, I mean, if you, this is the thing that nobody ever gets. Everything you do now is one more thing you get to do a little bit later. When you start taking help, it's not that it's showing weakness. It's that it's easier to take help the next time, and before you know it, you need that help and you rely on that help. It's not something that you need in like an exceptional situation. It's something that you can't do without. And I get that. So, no, I understand why you yelled at me. You don't need to apologize for it. It's okay. We're good.
It's better to live and learn than learn and
Not live?
lose. Yep. You get it,
Well,
Sash.
I got to be honest. I kind of wish I didn't. I'd like to be able to go out there and do what I need more and whatnot instead of mostly being cooped up here. But it's what we got. We got to make the best of it, right?
Yeah, maybe one day. I mean, Blooming left and came back. Maybe next time she leaves, we'll go with her.
Maybe. But so I got good news for you. So you now have hard points on your chair for weapon mounts. So the next time we need to put a slingshot on it or something like that, any of the weapons designs I've thought of so far. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'll come with something crazy in the future, but for right now, everything that I have thought of or developed can be mounted on your chair with stability. It's not going to knock your chair over. I improved the braking system. I added some counterweights. So if it's something like there's like any kind of recoil, there's these braces back here that have wheels on them. So it may roll you back a little bit, but it's not going to throw you backward over your chair and like knock it over or anything like that.
Yep.
Your seatbelt came loose, and that was the whole thing that knocked you out of your chair. That ain't going to happen again. This is a 2,000-pound test static line here.
Do you have any empty bottles? I'd like to train with Aadita today.
Sure. I got a few bottles around. You want glass? I kind of like to save the glass ones because we need those, but I can put some sand in a plastic one, give it about the same weight. All right. So your seatbelt is fixed. Added some new mounts in there for that. So those aren't going to come loose. I mean, I put hex bolts in there. This thing, I mean, I do much more to this thing, and I'm just going to start calling it the battle chair.
I guess that'd make me the weapon of choice.
I'll put it this way. Too much more, you're going to be basically whatever passes for motorized infantry out here. And honestly, Balor, I got to tell you, I kind of want to see exactly how far I can take this with this thing, because this could be really fucking badass for you. Like, I want to put spikes on the outside of your chair so you can like fucking take out bicycle tires and shit.
We'll work on the tank treads later, dear.
So I'll let you get going, let you do your thing with Aadita, but you're set for now. I mean, I can't fix it any better than I fixed it today. This is as good as it gets out here. So it should be stable, it should be secure, you should be good to go.
Yeah, he'll motion for Gyrona to lift him and put him in the chair, and he'll try it out as he's leaving, sort of flipping the plastic bottle with sand on it, or in it.
And do me a favor, if you see Blooming out there, let her know that I want to talk to her.
Okay. No problem. Well,
and good luck with Aadita today.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we hit another hour. Let's take another 5 minutes. That's okay. Unless all right, cool. 5 minutes. BRB.
Right. Back.
Okay.
We lost
I wanna-
Ferret.
Okay. All right. So let's see Ferret again next week. For now, I want to see what Aadita's doing. What's she up to?
Probably trying to track down how this gang knew when to show up for food.
Okay. So where do you think that is?
I think Adita's going to try to recruit Blooming into being the double agent super spy. Because you're new. You don't. Everyone knows has seen that I don't like you. So if they might try to recruit you to undermine me. Maybe I can. So I think, I think Aadita is telling you that, I could really use 17 Spire right now. 17 Spire was someone I knew I could trust.
Do you want me to pass that along?
I mean, I guess so if you get a chance, but that's.
Hold on. No, I know. I'll get the chance. And she pulls out her phone and takes a picture of you and sends it out to 17 Spire and just saying, "Hey, guess who misses you?"
That's great, but that's not why I wanted to talk to you.
Oh, so you had an actual reason for talking to me. Okay, all right.
You did good when you stepped up against that gang.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I did. Thanks for noticing that.
but gangs like that, they're not the real threat.
Who is then?
For this community to stay together, we can't be working against each other.
Well, do you think someone led the gang? Do you think someone's? Oh my God, sir!
I think
Really?
I think there are people who don't have all of our best interest at heart that we can't trust.
Wait, and then, but you're telling me this?
Yes, I am revealing my secret vulnerabilities to someone. Go ahead and mark that. I'm also attempting to recruit someone into my service, which is just a regular move.
Wow, this is a step up from what we usually talk about.
Just asking you to keep your ears open, and if you hear anything, I hope I can trust you to let me know.
I think some of the snottiness from Blooming's face kind of drains away. She's like, yeah. I'll keep my eyes out. Sorry about what I just said earlier. I didn't even actually send something. I just took a picture of you. I'm not. I wouldn't say anything too bad about you to 17 Spire.
That's good. I'm just trying to do what's best for everyone.
I know that. I mean, if I ever ask 17 Spire about you, there's nothing but good, amazing things to say about you. Aadita keeps everyone together. Aadita works hard. Aadita's make sure everyone has fun. I mean, it's very obvious. Just, you're not the only one here.
So I can count on your help?
Yeah, of course. It's I'm not here for kicks, you know. I do want to pitch in. I did that. I shot someone. I shot someone for this place. I'm look. Hopefully there'll come a point where people would stop asking and just expect that I want to help out.
Okay.
I think Booming kind of turns to, and she nods and turns to you, but then she stops and is like, "Okay, so if you do want to pass something on the 17 Spire, what do you want to say?"
To 17 Spire? I mean, I would say I hope you're doing well, but really, I hope you come back. But, do what you got to do.
I think, yeah. Booming nods and is like, "Oh, wait, shit, I have to send a photo every time I say something to her. Hold on. Here. Okay, hold on. Now you know you're getting a photo taken. Oh. Give me your best smile. It's a smile right there. Yeah, there we go." Then she takes a picture where she's just like, "Well, if it makes you feel better, 17 Spire hopes the same too. It's just, I'll talk to you later about it." And yeah, she runs off for now. I think, okay. So, Sash, did you say you wanted to talk to Blooming?
Yep.
Okay. I think this may be soon, straight after the talk. I think the first thing Blooming does is just go to Sash. And it's almost like she's checking in because she had to help you get here after that big fight. And she walks in and is like, how are you feeling? How's things?
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
Okay, but
I'm not trying to be terse or anything like that, but that's I appreciate the sentiment. It's a question you don't want an answer to. because it'll probably make you feel bad, and there's not really much you can do about it.
Okay. Well, you know
so-
better than I. So we'll go. Okay.
I need to work on a thing, and I need some help, but mostly the help that I need is finding stuff and getting that stuff brought to me, and then making sure people don't bug me while I'm doing it. Is that something you think you could help me out with?
Don't see why I can't help with any of those.
All right. So I'm going to give you a list, and it's probably going to require some scavenging around and like hitting nearby communities, checking out abandoned cars, whatnot. How handy are you with tools?
I'm good with the basics. You kind of have to be living how.
So if I send
Live.
you out with like a straight slot and a Phillips head and a couple of crescent wrenches and a hammer, stuff like that, you can, pull stuff off of cars if you need to, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, totally do that.
I need a better prosthetic. So I need to, and it's one that I need to make. I've got the plan in my head. I've got the design for it, but I need parts. I need materials, and some of it is stuff that I just don't have access to, and that I can't get access to because I can't go out there. Especially after a few days ago, I'm still in rough shape. So if you can help me out with that, I would really, really appreciate it. And of course, if there's anything that I can do for you, you let me know. You need me to make you something? You need me to like hack something together for you?
Actually, I might have the thing. I might have a
Okay.
thing. I need. And she goes to their suit and whatnot, and she pulls out her phone, and she's like, "Yeah, there's something's up with this phone where I can't really talk to people unless I have to take a picture every time, and it's getting annoying. I mean, I have some nice pictures, but I have to keep deleting them to make space, and I just want to be able to talk to my wife without hassle. Can you fix that? This?
Hmm. Let's see. I'm checking my moves right now to see if there's a shot in hell that I can fix something.
I'm playing into your lure. This is something precious. I'm gonna take that token.
Yeah. I mean, so here's my dilemma. I feel like this is out of Sash's wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is electronics, and she's good at like making irrigation systems, and she can hack together a prosthetic, and she can fix wheelchairs, stuff that's more like welding tools based, improvising, etc. And this
Yeah.
is electronics, and I feel like this is something that, because with Sash, if she can look at like a bicycle pump, she can see a purpose for it. With a phone, she can look at it and all she can see is, I could take this apart and make something else.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. Do you think Sash would admit that to Blooming? Like mechanically, it's fine if you can't fix the phone because it's the only thing it does is connect her to Blooming to her wife and whatnot. But it's fine to say no, or to, like, if you think it's interesting to take it apart and think Sash might be able to fix it. It's up to you as what's kind of true to the character, what you feel is true to the character. Do you think Sash would admit that to Blooming?
I think the way that Sash would put it is, listen, I know how important it is to be able to talk to the people you love and to spend time with them. I mean, my partner's terminal, and all we know is that it's related to the void, and we don't understand what happened or what's going on. We just know that she's dying.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot give you any degree of confidence that I could fix this phone. You need an irrigation system done on it. That cannon I made that you used the other night, I can do that. I can see all the parts. I know what they do. I know I can see kind of how they go together, almost like it's a puzzle. And I can just see the pieces and how they fit. I've never really done anything with electronics, and I'm worried that I'd fuck it up and break it. And I mean, I look at that and it's like, yeah, I'm sure there's stuff in there that I could use to make something else. I could probably take it apart and make a bomb or some shit. But I don't, knowing how precious it is to you and how important it is, I kind of don't want to touch it because I'm worried I'd just fuck it up.
No, that's fine. That's understandable.
I mean,
Nice.
it's not fine. I want to help you. I want to fix it for you, but I'm just worried that I break it.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, it's only a little thing. I mean, just taking a picture.
It's a huge thing.
Well, okay.
I mean, this is your line to your wife. That's huge. I mean, if it was just like a phone that you brought me, you're like, hey, can you fix this? And it didn't work or it got broken or I had to repurpose it or something. That's one thing. But I want to help you. I do. If you come to me like, hey, I need a zip gun, I need some kind of chemical formulation done or something like that, I can throw it together for you. But this is way past my skills. I'm not an electronics person. I'm sorry. I wish I right now I really wish I was.
That's fine. That's fine. Don't worry, Sash.
You know what I got that might help though?
Okay.
As you mentioned having to delete pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second. Sash rummages around in the back. Thought I had this here. All right. This isn't going to get you what you want, but it'll make your life a little bit easier. Because you mentioned having to delete pictures. Mm-hmm. Sash holds up a tiny little chip. Says, this is a 32 gig SD card. You're not going to have to delete pictures. That's how I can help you. I can't fix the picture thing, but I can give you a way that you don't have to delete pictures that you want to save.
I think if you install that on your phone, There's definitely something already saved on there. Some secrets, because the digital realm traffics in secrets.
Ooh.
I wonder. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure what's on there, but there's definitely something. Maybe we could figure that out together.
Yeah. Well, we'll play to find out, because I think what Blooming does is, I don't know if she'll realize it, but she will. Yeah, she'll. I think you probably noticed this, Sash, but she does take the SD card, and she knows how to install that. She did come from a place where society still kind of intact, but she's smiling really widely. It's like, and she's almost kind of muttering to herself, like, "Oh man, all the pictures of, I don't know, drunken parties I'm gonna send her." But, no, I think she does. She saw this like, no, this is great. This is fine. No, this is more than fine. Yeah, no, I'll grab the shit you need then, Sash. I should work on that, but no, thanks. This is great.
I'm glad I could do something. I mean, it's not what you wanted, but it's better than you had before.
No, it's good. It's really good. You're good, Sash. Terribly good. Okay, all right. I have to go. I'll go. I'm gonna go grab your stuff.
All right. Take water. And you probably want to take some food. You might be out there for a day or two.
Okay. I think there was an impulse for her to be snotty about it, but she'll stomp it down. You're being nice there.
And just as a thought, before you head out, talk to Aadita. See if Aadita may have some scouting that you could do, or some notes you could take, or if you see anything out there. There's stuff she might want you to look at or look for in terms of like movement or locations or whatnot. The rest of it is just like keep your head down. Stay away from people. Here's a backpack to put the stuff in. It may get a little bit heavy because I'm asking you to go out and get parts and metal and pipes and things like that. And metal pipes are not gonna, those weigh a bit.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll take care of myself. No worries, Sash. I'll be back. I'll be back before you know it. Is this you playing into my lure? Actually, people keep giving me opportunities. It's very nice.
Well, that is definitely. I have definitely given you an opportunity to prove yourself to the community, because if you bring me back the parts that I need for my prosthetic, people are going to notice that.
Yeah. Okay, I think he's gonna leave, and I think what we'll do, it's a suggestion I have for kind of the rest of the sessions. I think I want to see Aadita and Sash, because they've not interacted. If that's okay with the both of you, and then we'll maybe end
some stuff for Aadita in terms of weaponry.
Ooh.
I think Aadita comes to you. Weaponry is good, but I think what Aadita wants is some kind of barrier so that gangs that have these large vehicles can't just come crashing into our community. Because,
defensive positions.
That gang. Look, forget the threat. The gang itself who came in, just their vehicle, they could have come crashing through.
Yeah, it's what the gang. It's not that they were competent and did anything. It's that they weren't, and they still could have done damage.
Right.
So we need to harden the position. Got it. So is Aadita in my workshop now, or?
Unless you want to unless she sought you out somewhere else.
I don't think Sash is moving much right
Yeah.
now. Like, she's kind of there. Like, people are bringing Sash food and that sort of thing at this point. So how do you want to start it?
So, Sash, the the pipes and chains, they do the job, but I've been thinking about that Nihilists crashing our party.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Because at a hand-to-hand level, we were not outgunned. But if they had tried to drive that car through, different story.
Yeah. But the good thing about cars like that is, they need a clear road to make their way through. So maybe we can do something about that.
Well, how many people can you give me? Because this is going to be, it's going to be a lot of labor, and it's going to be a lot of heavy lifting.
Well, I think it's important. So,
it's definitely important.
So you tell me, how many do you need?
All right. What kind of defensive are you thinking about? Traps? Are you thinking about barriers? Are you thinking about a wall? Are you thinking about all of the above?
I mean, maybe eventually a wall, but just something we could lay down that they can't easily drive over to start. Something we could do, a little bit quicker.
All right. So, first thought, digging a trench. 2 feet wide, 2 feet deep. Front end of a car will just go down into it. You can't come at it sideways or try to go across it at an angle, because the car will just wind up falling in. And it's not going to be a huge thing. It's something we can knock out pretty quick. Got the shovels for it. The hard part is going to be keeping it clear because of the sand. We don't want it filling back up. That's a lot less noticeable, and we can actually cover it and have it look like a trap. Or we can just leave it open as a warning so people know this is the path in, make it wide enough for maybe 2 people walking side by side, so it's too narrow to drive a car across, and we can control the access and create a choke point there. I can also, you bring me a car body, and we can start making spikes and basically have outward facing, almost like steel poles that we can fashion into sharp points that people got to climb. They can't really get through that easily, can't climb over, etc. You give me somebody who's got nimble hands, and I've got the pliers, and we can make some razor wire. We can make some barbed wire. Can't really make concertina wire easily, but we can put up a fence with barbed wire on it, so that they can't really climb over it without messing up their hands unless they've got gloves. And even so, they got to get over it, and we can poke them with makeshift spears and things in the meantime. And there's a lot we can do. You bring me a couple of big cars, we can put them on their side, and we can make ourselves a wall. And again, we can have that choke point where you got to come through. This is the only path to get through. Can dig the earth out into the cars a little bit, so they slide down into it. Pack it in there nice and hard and solid. And we've just got a bunch of rusting car bodies to like make sure that people can't just walk in from any direction they want. We want to have that a little bit farther back where the choke point's a little bit, where there's the entrance to the canyon's a little more narrow. So we don't have to have as many back here. But I mean, this is all stuff we can do. It's just, in the case of the car bodies for the wall, it's finding them. I mean, got to send some people out to the road, drag that stuff in. That's, you're gonna need like, with a lot of those cars out there, you can't really push them. You're gonna have to like basically put them on skids and drag them like you're putting them on skis almost, like an old sled. So, this is just the stuff I can think of off the top of my head. What do you want? If time and materials, we can do almost anything. We could like set up pots of boiling oil to drop on them if you want.
Well, I'm glad you're on our side. That all sounds good.
And the question is, how much of the stuff do you want? Well, there's actually more than just one question. It's like, but how much of the stuff do you want visible, and how much of the stuff do you want hidden? How much of this do you want to be a warning, and how much of this do you want to be a trap? And do you want to project strength, or do you want to draw like creeps in and then let them find out the hard way that we are the unfuckwithables?
I just assume put out a strong warning and not have to deal with them at all.
Fair enough. We'll leave it all visible then. So, you get 2 or 3 people like right now, and they can start digging a trench. And, that'll do a few things. It'll give us, it's not just that it'll give us a barricade to keep cars from just driving straight in here. And also use it as a defensive position if we need to. Like if we get some actual guns instead of these kludged together things that I make for you guys. Spikes, that'll take a little bit longer. We got to cut that stuff out. We're going to have to shape it. We're going to have to, put them in there and like make sure they're really dug in. So that'll take more time. We can do wood. That'll accelerate it a little bit because, you can send some people out. I'm sure we can find some, well, it's mostly palm trees out here. I'm not sure how good they'd be for spikes, but, there's, we can find some stuff to make them out of wood if you want to get that started right now. We can, can send people out for car bodies if you want, and things like that if you want to do it that way.
All right. Well, I'll get started.
Yeah. Send a few people up here. I'll hook them up with shovels. I'll give them the specs on what to do, where to do it, and we'll at least get the trenches started right now. And then the rest of it, send me a couple of people you want to send out there. I'll give them a list. We're pretty much gonna have to like give them some cardboard because that'll help it get across the sand easier. But you send me a couple of people who are strong and can put ropes on car bodies and things like that, and can drag the bodies over here. We can get that wall and start. We can get the wall started too.
All right. I knew you'd have the right plan.
I don't know if it's the right one, but it's a plan. And usually any plan is better than no plan. So
It's the right one. Yeah, I think Aadita goes and gets started on that right away.
Okay, I think we, unless there's any more, like one more scene they want before we wrap up. Is there anything else with any like other NPCs or whatever?
I'm kind of curious how the rest of the camp reacted to the attack. Like how the rest of the rest of the NPCs who live there are dealing with it.
Okay. Let's meet a few NPCs then.
Because I mean,
I think-
this wasn't a minor thing. I mean, people died.
Okay. All right. So I think to get like at least maybe one or two NPCs in, I think before Blooming sets out, she's gonna go to the bar. The bar where she's kind of staying with a bartender named Quiet Ocean. I think before she leaves, this is kind of like a fortifying drink. Who's there at the bar?
I think Lele and Domino are there. Who else do we know? There's.
I mean, my NPCs are a ghost and someone who's terminal and probably not leaving the tent much.
Well, you don't have to play your NPCs.
Yeah.
It's more
I
likely
think-
that some people play there. Yeah. Go on. Go on.
I think the camp cook is there, like the person who like actually kind of supervises. There, I mean, it's multiple people cook, but there's like one person who supervises everything to make sure it kind of stays on track. You know, it's kind of teaching people how to run a kitchen that feeds this many people. Because I mean, everybody else was basically used to, you know, maybe cooking for themselves or a couple of friends or their partner or kids or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, and let's call them Gray.
Okay. I think Blooming's kind of noticeable in that she's got a traveling coat on and that backpack. She kind of settles in and just orders a quick drink. Probably like maybe just a seat or two away from Gray. And Blooming orders just a bit of brandy. It kind of has this not a cocky smile, but kind of like oh yeah, I'm about to do a thing. They'll help people. He kind of like just offhandedly shoots Gray, like kind of like a rather snotty smile.
What the fuck are you smiling about?
Well, alive, aren't we? That's what we're smiling about.
Are you fucking kidding me? After the other night?
Well, we survived that, didn't we?
People died. That doesn't bother you?
People. I think legitimately Blooming didn't know that people died.
Did you not see the guy who was basically stabbed to death by his own gang?
Well, yeah, I shot him.
No, you shot that idiot who was like talking in the high-pitched voice.
No. I shot two people. The idiot and the guy who ultimately got stabbed.
So you shot.
See, the
So
thing,
you shot.
yes, I was there.
I know you
When
were there. This is why I'm wondering why the fuck are you smiling? What the fuck is wrong with you? People died, and you're just like, doo 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 doo.
Well, no, obviously I wasn't smiling about that. I was just smiling about other things. I'm quite capable of doing multiple things.
So you're telling me that because you think you can walk and chew gum, that you can smile after being party to people dying, like 2 nights ago, that you're just da da da, shooting people doesn't affect me.
What, do you want me to weep all over you about it? Look,
Are you a sociopath?
No, I'm busy. That's what it is. I don't have to cry in public to show emotion. Right? I'm all about to go do a thing for Sash. Okay, I just came here to get a drink, and then I'm off, probably gone for a day or two, working, doing actual stuff. Weeping or thinking about my actions, that's reserved for me in my privacy. I'm not here to present to you.
Wow. For somebody who's new here, you talk a lot of shit. And you've got a really big fucking attitude. I'm not saying you need to be weeping in public or anything like that. But in case you haven't noticed, the mood around here has been a little muted since then. We don't like having to defend ourselves. We just want to be left alone. But you're traipsing around and it feels like you're happy about it. And I mean, it's not that I'm sad that we're here, but I also don't want people to die over stupid shit. Maybe think about that. And think about how you speak to people who have been here for a while and earned their place. You got to earn your stripes, kid. And the way you're talking to people, the way you're treating people, you may be helping some people, but the way you're speaking to me today, you're a goddamn arsonist lighting bridges on fire. Think about that. Gray finishes the drink and leaves.
Yeah, I think while you're doing, I was drinking. That was also what Blooming was doing. She's not. She doesn't. I don't think she's taking in anything that Gray said.
I think Domino definitely stroll over. Say, hey, what are you doing for Sash?
I'm getting her stuff. Sash, she needs stuff to work on. That's what I'm doing. Why are you asking?
Want to make sure you got everything you need.
Oh no, don't worry, no, I'll get everything I need. It's fine. I can do it. She's gonna stand up and throws some sort of coin at the bar. And she's I don't. I'm fine. I'll take care of it. Took care of those goons. Took care of those goons easily enough. Can take care of a bit of scrounging.
Easy enough, I suppose. Probably could have just given them some food. That would have been even easier.
No, I didn't. No. I didn't. That wasn't my call. I didn't.
Yeah. That's true. It wasn't my call either.
It's not like I want. It's not like I want to shoot them. Just you hear things, how bad it is out there, and you have to prepare yourself. And I prepared myself. I thought I did. Like I could take care of myself fine. If they weren't willing to listen to reason, then what's the point where we just have to do what needs to be done? Like I'm not gonna let some penny ante assholes who weren't even there judge me for what I had to do.
Yeah, I'm with you. No judgment here.
Well, thanks anyway. I'm just trying. Okay. All right, I gotta go. Sash needs her shit. I think as she's leaving, she's back on her phone and texting 17 Spire. Probably doesn't want to take a selfie of her, so she just takes a picture of the floor. Takes a picture of her and sends like, missing you right now. Missing you RN.
But what goes along with that text off of this new memory card?
Yeah, because there's a. I think because like I took that picture and it's like, oh wait, it's ended up in this memory card.
I guess maybe we can think about it for next week.
Yeah, it might be something
goes along with that message.
Yeah,
I'm thinking the logical thing would be location data for the picture and where and when it was taken.
Well, it was more like there was something in that memory card.
There's something in that memory card, yeah. That's something.
Yeah, because I think 17 Spire knows where Blooming is. I have reasons as to why she's not there with her, but yeah, whatever it is that Blooming finds in that memory card, yeah, we'll have a think over that then.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so we are just over 5 minutes from time. I'm gonna stop the broadcast then, and yeah, links below again. Gauntlet, Dream Askew, all that fun stuff. Stop the broadcast. Cool.